Hey, ladies. Today we're going to talk about hydration. Seems pretty simple because we're always drinking something every day. Unfortunately, typically it's the wrong something. So I want to start out by just giving you a few statistics, of the average American and what we're consuming every day. So the average American drinks 55 gallons of soft slash sports drinks per year, 26 gallons of tea and coffee, over 25 gallons of alcoholic beverages, maybe more in Louisiana, and only 9 gallons of water per year. Now this is huge because if we were to add all these gallons up, obviously, and compare them to just only the 9 gallons of water that we're drinking a year, it kind of has some sticker shock, especially when we consider how much water we should be drinking. So we should be drinking half of our weight in ounces. So obviously that's very specific to the individual, which is why this standard 6 to 8 glasses of water a day doesn't really make any sense. Because if you have a 255-pound male versus a 125-pound male or woman or whatever, they obviously need different not only water amounts of water requirements, but nutritional requirements as well from a caloric standpoint. So half your weights in ounces is how much water you should drink a day. So a 200-pound individual would need 100 ounces of water a day. Now this is going to be for a typical person who's not outside every day and has an extremely physical, laborious job like a construction worker or something like that. If you're a construction worker who's outside and expending tremendous amounts of energy and sweating a lot every day, especially in Louisiana, you're going to need more than half your weight in ounces. But for those of us who work indoors, most of the time we need to drink half our weight in ounces a day. On the weekends, if you have hobbies such as tennis or golf or anything that's physical and you're expending more energy and sweating more than you normally are during the week at work, then obviously we would increase that. But in general, half your weight in ounces is what we should be getting in every day. Now that's really, really important because I want to talk about a couple of things here. One, the human body is about 60% water, or at least it should be. I have found in the over 20 years that I've been coaching health and vitality to my clients that the vast majority of people are significantly dehydrated to the point that it's a problem. If you wait to the point that your mouth is dry, you've been dehydrated a long time. And I wanted to throw another thing out there, being that I specialize in spinal pathologies. This is an important factor here because low back pain is an epidemic nowadays. Your intervertebral disc, basically the disc, that are in between each vertebra of your spine, are anywhere between 90 and 70% water. At birth, it's about 90%, and as we age, that percentage decreases a bit. But even in your 50s, it should be 70% water. So when we are chronically dehydrated, that disc is going to lose its height, right? So that spongy disc, when it's dehydrated, is going to compress down, and that's whenever we get these vertebrae that start becoming closer together, and then each vertebra, where it sits on top of the next, that's a joint just like any other joint in your body called a facet joint. So then now, as we lose that disc height, we're going to get compression of these joints and lack of mobility. That creates inflammation and inevitably pain. So one of the first things that I do with my clients that I'm doing corrective rehabilitative work with who have low back pain, number one is ensure that they're drinking half their weight in ounces of water. Every physiological process in your body, every cellular process requires water to function efficiently, and when you are dehydrated, it absolutely will not function as efficiently as it is designed to do. Quality of water matters. So This is a big thing nowadays because we have everything from our lakes and ponds and rivers are highly polluted, and even our even our bottled water, they're putting garbage in there, much like we talk about with food labels. You can't pronounce these things, or they're food dyes and colors and things of that nature that essentially require your body to do more work detoxifying the water than it gets benefit from it. So the best filtration system is reverse osmosis. The only downfall with a reverse osmosis filtration system is that it's going to strip the water of all of its total dissolved solids and trace minerals. But you can fix that by just putting a pinch of sea salt in your glass, not even enough to taste, and that's going to bring your total dissolved solids back up to where it needs to be. Some of the best bottled waters on the market are kind of expensive, but when you do buy a bottled water, you want it to be an artesian water. The best are waters like Fiji and Evian, a little pricey, but you'll see on there they'll even label what the pH is and how many total dissolved solids. Typically, you want it to be around 300. And so, if you have to get a bottled water, those are a couple of good brands. Glass is always going to be better than plastic. When you do store water in plastic bottles or buy water in plastic bottles, if you keep it at home, be sure to keep it in a cool, darker place like your pantry, not exposed to the sunlight. You don't want the chemicals from the plastic leaching into your water. So that's a little tidbit on hydration. It's super important. All of these little stresses that we have on our body, whether it be from not consuming enough water or too many processed foods and preservatives and things of that nature in our food, musculoskeletal misalignment, an inverted breathing pattern, all of these small little stresses, they add up and they become big stresses on the body, and that's how we get systemic inflammation. Enjoy talking to you. See you soon.